Some big changes happening in the housing market. I'm gonna keep you up to speed on exactly what's going down. Hey everybody, it's Ryan Schramm. I'm the owner and broker of Ryan Schramm Real Estate here in South Orange County. Here's what I'm seeing this month in housing. Let's jump in. So it's no secret, interest rates are definitely up. We're looking at an average of around 5% for an interest rate that was an average of the low 3.25% range. That is a substantial difference, and that's what's causing the shift in the housing market. So what am I exactly seeing as far as a shift? Well, as you can imagine, if you were a home buyer and you were looking at property for whatever reason you wanted to buy, you could have needed to buy, you could have wanted to buy, it could have been for an investment property, second home, the list goes on. But many of those buyers were simply buyers because interest rates were so cheap. 3% money is, people jokingly say free money. And so that motivated a lot of buyers who had cash to spend. Those buyers, from what I'm seeing, are no longer in the marketplace now. 5%, 5.25% interest rates, they're not interested in purchasing now at that interest rate. So imagine those buyers and taking, 15, 20, 25% of those buyers right off the top. So what does that translate to as far as homes that are listed for sale and homes that are selling? Well, there's less demand for those homes. Now keep in mind, the demand that we were dealing with in 2020 and 2021 was incredible, unprecedented, never seen before type of demand. So even with these buyers who are now out of the market, there are still a lot of people shopping for homes. So let's move on to those more motivated buyers, somebody who has to move or they have a strong need that is causing them to sell a home and buy another one or enter into the marketplace. That particular buyer group is now forced to lock a higher interest rate. So what does that mean? Their payment, their monthly payment is going to be higher than it was before. So they're no longer able to push over a certain price. They have to draw a line in the sand and be more realistic with their budget. So the crazy multiple over asking price offers, you're still going to see those closing, but a lot of times those happen 30 or 45 days ago. Keep in mind, there's still a lot of demand, but the crazy, absurd, pushing over monopoly money type of offers are starting to slow down, and things are shifting to become a very good but more normal than what we were seeing before marketplace. So what have I seen some of my clients doing who are now forced to lock a higher interest rate? We're looking at different types of loans. Some of my clients are exploring the 7 and 10-year adjustable rate mortgages, ARMs, to lock in a lower interest rate. ARMs are at a substantially lower rate right now than a 30-year fixed. So some of my clients who are flexible are pivoting to that and are able to save quite a bit on their monthly payment. Another thing that I'm seeing from my clients is that they're simply being more realistic, more patient with the prices that they're offering or the homes that they're choosing to offer on. It's not necessarily a bad thing. This is something we needed to kind of temper the pace of where housing prices were going. So if you're a buyer in the market now, I've had many of my clients ask me this: should we sit on the sidelines and wait? What's going to happen next year? I'm not advising any of my clients to wait and see what happens, because a couple of things, very important. Interest rates could continue to go up, and housing prices, although they're normalizing and things aren't as crazy as they were before, we are still anticipating a steady rise in appreciation somewhere between 5 and 10%. I know that's a wide gap, but obviously it's in the upward direction. So sitting out 6 months to 12 months could cost a buyer even more. So what I'm advising is be aggressive, negotiate, look at properties that have had price reductions and maybe sitting on the market, and engage those sellers. And you as a buyer might have the upper hand in the transaction, where we haven't seen that for a buyer in many years. Now, if you're a seller and you had plans to move out of state, or you had plans to sell one house and move to a larger home or to downsize, it's very critical now to research and explore, okay, what is my house currently worth in this shifting market? If you are planning to sell, pricing strategy is critical. So be sure and reach out to me if you're having thoughts of selling, even if it's not time yet, so you can get out ahead of the pricing strategy and what the market is doing, because the home is still worth more than it ever has been before, but pricing will be critical so that you don't overprice and have to backpedal and reduce the price and get stale on the market. If you have any questions on what this means for you and your goals in housing, please reach out to me. You can send me a simple text message at my contact information here below, or drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much.